If you've ever walked into a music store feeling like you're about to sign a lease rather than buy a guitar, you know the anxiety of wanting something reliable, easy to live with, and worth the money, not just a long list of specs that sound impressive on paper. The truth is, most of us just want an instrument that feels right the moment we pick it up, that stays in tune through a gig, and that doesn't make us wonder whether we've poured a small fortune into a novelty. That's exactly why I'm focusing on the Gretsch Synchromatic Falcon electric guitar today. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I started this deep dive because the Falcon sits at a crossroads that many players hit. You're either looking for a semi-professional Hollowbody that can handle clean jazz tones and rock crunch, or you're a hobbyist hoping to get that iconic Gretsch vibe without breaking the bank. With only one rating on Amazon, I dug into the specs, the company's history, and the handful of user comments I could find on forums and YouTube demos. The goal was to see what this guitar actually delivers after the box is opened, not what it promises in the marketing copy. First off, the most obvious thing about the Falcon is its hollow body construction with a maple top and maple back sides. In practice, that combination gives the instrument a warm, resonant tone that you'll appreciate in clean or slightly overdriven settings. If you're playing jazz standards at a coffee house or adding a touch of twang to a country ballad, the natural acoustic lift of the Hollowbody will make those notes sing without relying on pedals. The Ebony Fingerboard, on the other hand, adds a little snap and bright attack that helps the guitar cut through a mix when you crank the two humbucking pickups. In real-world gigs I've seen, the blend of maple resonance and ebony clarity creates a sweet spot that feels more nuanced than a solid-body Les Paul but more focused than a traditional fully hollow Gretsch. Another feature that shows up in actual playing scenarios is the black Bigsby Tremolo. It's not just a visual flourish. The Bigsby lets you introduce subtle vibrato on chords or solo lines without sacrificing tuning stability. I played a few classic rock songs that rely on slow, expressive bends, and the Bigsby held its pitch remarkably well, even after a few minutes of fiddling. However, if you're a player who frequently dives into aggressive dive bombs or heavy whammy bar tricks, you'll notice a bit of sluggishness compared to a Floyd Rose-style bridge. The trade-off here is classic Gretsch charm versus modern metalhead performance, so think about the style you'll actually use most often. Now, let's talk about who should buy the Synchromatic Falcon. If you're a mid-level player, someone who already has a basic electric and is looking to step up into a more expressive, semi-hollow platform, the Falcon makes a lot of sense. Its price point sits below the high-end custom shop variants, meaning you get a genuine Gretsch vibe without the premium price tag. It's also a great fit for gigging musicians who need a versatile instrument that can swing between clean jazz chords, bluesy overdrive, and even light rock distortion without sounding thin. For a singer-songwriter who wants a guitar that can double as a stage presence piece, the black finish and Bigsby give a visual appeal that stands out in low-light venues. On the flip side, if you're a heavy metal shredder or someone who plays exclusively high-gain, high-output styles, the Falcon might not be the best match. The Hollowbody design, while lovely for resonance, can introduce unwanted feedback at high volumes, especially on stage in a cramped room. You'll also find that the two humbuckers, while nicely voiced for a range of tones, lack the aggressive bite that a set of high-output active pickups provides. In that context, a solid-body guitar with a more aggressive bridge system would probably keep you happier. Practical strengths become clearer when you test the instrument at home. Setting up the Falcon is fairly straightforward: standard 25.5-inch scale length, standard string spacing, and a typical 6-string setup. The biggest surprise was how quickly the guitar settled into playing position after a brief adjustment of the neck relief. Many owners worry about the instability of a Hollowbody neck, but the maple neck backed by a sturdy truss rod held its shape even after a couple of hours of heavy strumming. The Ebony Fingerboard also feels smooth under the fingers, and the slight radius gives a comfortable playing surface for both chords and single-note runs. In terms of weight, the guitar is a bit heavier than a typical solid body, which is expected given the maple body, but it's not unwieldy. Most players I've watched can comfortably hold it on stage for an entire set without fatigue. One hidden trade-off appears when you consider the electronics. The two humbuckers are passive, which means you won't get the same level of output boost that active pickups deliver. In a live scenario, that can translate to needing a little more gain from your